It is a bittersweet day here at Fox 13. We are losing a good friend. Fox 13's Warren Elly is calling it quits after, what, almost 30 years?
Almost 30 years, yeah.
And we want to show you some clips because, you know, you have been on the ground, on the street, reporting day in and day out stories like this with Tampa officers Randy Bell and Ricky Childers. You remember this day when they were killed by Hank Earl Carr. You were there covering the story. You also covered the child abduction of 7-year-old Amanda Brown. We're going to see those pictures in just a few minutes with Willie Crane. Remember little Amanda? She was just 7 years old. And also, we remember all of the shuttle launches that you covered as well, Warren. Over 100 shuttle launches. Right now, we're looking at the video of the search. There's Willie Crane there, and there you are. There you are at the Cape, having covered over 100 shuttle launches. Of course, Endeavor going up. You've been there too. So you've been everywhere. You are such a fixture here at Fox 13. And before we talk, Warren, I want to show people pictures of your family because after doing all of this, all of these years of covering the news, you're a family man. You've been married. How many years, Warren?
38.
38 years. And you've got grandkids. We're looking at your granddaughter
Lucas
right
there.
Yeah.
There's the F-16 ride with the Thunderbirds. Long time ago. My wife, Lona.
Yep. It has been a wonderful, wonderful ride. And I just want to read a couple of comments that we've gotten on Facebook today, too, Warren. You know, people are just, congratulations, congratulations. One that really struck out for me is that Mr. Elly came out, did a very personal and professional interview after my brother was murdered. He is a wonderful guy. We're forever grateful. He was so sincere. Others have said a class act for sure. Someone else said one of the best reporters in the area, and it's absolutely true. You know, Warren, when you look back over your long career, and when I look back over it as well, because we have been together for a long time, you know, I wonder what drives you, what has driven you to stay on the street and to do this kind of daily grind reporting that we all know local news is?
I think people like Amanda Brown, her father Roy, people like Summer Mall, they give you purpose. You know, they're the human pieces of a career, the things that stick with you, I think.
And what have you learned, Warren, from people? What have you learned about human nature covering people all these years?
Well, I've learned that there is goodness out there, that people do have good. I've also learned that the devil's alive and well. And especially, never forget the day with Ricky and Randy. I mean, that was a devil, that man.
Yeah, Hank Earl Carr.
But out of all of that, you also get that sense of goodness, that people somehow will take care of each other, that they will do the right thing eventually.
You know, we always talk about when we're having to, you know, do those real hard stories, those real negative stories, you know, and sometimes you take it home.
Yes.
You take it personally.
Yes.
It may not be your family, but you're affected because you're the messenger. How'd you separate it? How'd you cope with those really awful
Couldn't really do it. I mean, it's something you take home with you, as you say. Frankly, the phone to this day still rings at night. People call, and they will still call, I hope, because I hope to find some new ways to do good here. This has been a wonderful community to me, and I want to find some new ways to contribute, to do good.
You know, my favorite Warren Elly moment is coming in the morning, and you've got not one but two phones in your ear. Seriously, cell phone here, you know, the landline here, as you are talking and negotiating what the story is going to be for the day. And I think one of the things is just how well you've been able to get people's confidence in order to get your stories.
Well, I've talked often of Ricky Childers. He was the first cop in this town that trusted me. And it took a long time. It took a lot of seeing him in the morning at the police station, meeting with him every morning, drinking a cup of coffee. In those days, I was a smoker. We'd smoke cigarettes, feed the pigeons. And once you prove to someone that your word is your bond, that no story is more important than your word, then they come, you know, then they trust you. And Ricky was a big mountain to climb because he was a tough cop on the outside and just a big heart on the in. And once they got through that, he gave me tremendous insight. And I just never forget this day. I mean, that was just single most horrible day of my life.
Yeah, it was, and it broke early, and it went on and on and on.
Just horrible.
Because it was a real rampage from that Hank Earl car. What are you gonna miss, Warren? What are you gonna miss the most?
Well, I'm gonna miss you, and I'm gonna miss all the people there. This is my family, half my life in this building, and it's gonna be hard missing those people.
Yeah.
That I'll miss. I don't think I'll miss so much the pressure and the stress. I mean, that's taken its toll in recent years, because it's just the way I'm made. I can't just halfway anything, you know.
Right.
Drives my poor family crazy.
So, real quick, where do you go from here?
Well, I think that I'm going to take on some projects. I'm going to take some months off. I'm going to travel, see my family up in New England. And I'm going to throw in, I hope, with Kevin Colwary, who's a former investigative reporter here, as a consulting and investigative firm, and try and do some things for people, do the same things, find voice for voiceless folks, and help people. Find some ways to do that. That's what I want to do.
love about you, Warren, because you shine light in dark places, and we appreciate you.
Thank you, Denise.
And I wanted to do this today because I want you to know that personally I appreciate you.
Okay.
I'm going to miss you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Going to miss you too, babe.
All right.
Thank you.
The best to you. The best
Thank
to you, Warren.
And
I
thank to
know-
everyone out there for watching. That's the most important thing.
We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
With song.